Welcome to the Insurance Marketing Masterclass, where we discuss how to market and grow your insurance agency. I'm your host, Joshua Farley. In today's episode, we're going to go over how insurance is perceived as boring and how do you market that. All right, welcome back. So I hear it all the time. People are like, insurance is a boring subject, and how do I reach my target audience? How do I engage them? And it's a very valid question, and there's a lot of different, industries that are this way. It's not really just insurance. Any type of, utility or anything like that. They all come up against the same issue. And when it comes to insurance, we do need to know how to reach our audience. And one of the things that I was pointed out to me actually recently, it was a company is Yeti, the the ice box, the bear proof ice box is how they market it. And it's a good product, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's a cooler. How exciting can a cooler be, right? But they do a really good job with their marketing. They have very loyal, customer base. And when you take a look at Yeti and you look at what they're doing, they do stories, and you can go right on their website, yeti.com, and as soon as you go on there, you'll see, an option to look at the stories. And I was on here the other day. I just came back on just now, and they already have another thing up. But if you go under Discover at the top, you'll have, right now it's showing Arctic Red, Carter Andrews, Cowtown, and The Catch, and then you have an option to see all stories and see all ambassadors. And this is a company that they build videos around their brand, and it's engaging, and it really captures or I should say speaks to the target audience that they're looking for, and they've segmented this up, and we're going to talk more in a later episode about your buyer personas and how to really target people. But when you go in to look at all this, and I encourage you to go take a look and watch 5 minutes of one of the stories. And they range from 5 minutes to 20 minutes depending on which one you're looking at. But they've got fishing, they have hunting and outdoors. It's just got a picture of a seaplane, rodeos, and just people doing a barbecue. And these are the people that are buying their coolers, for $800 to $1,300 a pop. And there's probably comparable coolers, but Yeti's done a really good job of separating themselves from the market by speaking directly to these people who buy their products. And a lot of times in these videos, you don't even see. You might catch a glimpse of a Yeti cooler or a bag or whatever, but by and large, they don't. It's not product placement type videos. It's reaching out, showing something interesting, and it engages and captivates their audience, and it builds the feeling around their brand that they're looking for. And they really do a good job with this. So I highly recommend you kind of look at Yeti as a case study and go on and look at how well they do at targeting their buyer personas, their target demographic, and look at the fact that they charge such a premium price for everything they sell. And so the moral of the story here is to tell a story that's relevant to your audience, and it's again, insurance might be boring. The coolers are basically boring also, but who their customer base is, who your customer base is not boring. These are these people's lives. These are the things that they're into. Whether you're providing RV insurance, and how do you captivate, how do you reach the RV clientele for your insurance products? And another objection I hear for this type of thing is, well, insurance is for everyone, and how do I engage everyone? Everybody has their own eccentricities, the things they like. How do we reach those people when it's so, insurance is such a broad product, because everybody needs some type of insurance. And I really think this comes down to asking yourself, who is my ideal client? Maybe ideally you should have more than one, which is why we'll get into it, but we'll have multiple buyer personas, not just one. But ultimately, you need to start asking yourself, who is your ideal client? Maybe look through your database, find out who you've been selling to, who do you like working with, what type of people do you like working with. Maybe there is a specific age group that the people in your office just connect with better, and that's fine. Whatever kind of floats your canoe. And but maybe you're looking for people who have yachts or go golfing or do business. Maybe you're looking for people that work a 9 to 5 and have a family, and they're raising their kids and they need some insurance products. But who are those people specifically? Because even that last statement is fairly broad, but really honing in on, the people you're looking to work with. And then I really think beyond that, once you have a good idea who your, target customers and your buyer personas are, should start looking at, how do you make their lives better? Or in the case of Yeti, how do we make their lives more interesting? How do we engage them where they're at? And there's some good ways to do this outside of making video, because I realize also that, making, the type of videos that Yeti makes, there's a large monetary undertaking that goes along with that, and it's time consuming and may or may not be practical for you. But some other ideas might be, find a partner business, who will make video blogs. Maybe you partner with a local company that sells outdoor equipment or builds canoes, or they have campgrounds and a canoe center, or whatever. I'm just kind of going along the Yeti theme a little bit here to kind of reconnect some things. But maybe you partner with them. Maybe they make videos and you kind of work with them in some capacity to promote that, become kind of a partner, and this local business in your area has now become a strategic partner to market your business and to sell your insurance. And at the same, pace, you're kind of, feeding in to their business with your customer base, through your email marketing and mentioning, like, hey, we're partners with this company, you might get a discount, whatever, however you decide to work with them. And then you could also interview such businesses or whatnot, and ask engaging questions that answer that make your customers' lives easier. And at the same time, because you are sharing that customer base, you're making your customers' lives more easier and their lives more easy, their customers. So everybody, it's a win-win-win. This is, when you're looking at, insurance is so broad, like I was mentioning earlier, it's really kind of a benefit that it's so broad, because you have multiple types of people who you can engage with, and you have it opens up a lot more doors for you to connect with other businesses. You're not restricted to just like canoe areas. There's endless possibilities of people around you that you can work with, and so it opens up more doors, just having that, some other ideas might be, partnering with a marina in terms of boat insurance. You might partner with a golf course in terms of business insurance. And, for parents and people working the 9 to 5 with their kids, you might partner with a local daycare and set up something like a parents' night out, and I really think like the strategic partnership with various businesses is a great way to swap customer bases, with the businesses you're working with. And along with this, because obviously you don't want to just do this, you also want to, incorporate lead generation, incorporate signups on your website, get email addresses, swap those email addresses with the company you're working with, build a campaign around what you're doing, because this type of thing, it's a good door opener and it brings people in, but realistically you may need to have multiple touch points with these prospects, and simply just a one shot in the dark, working with somebody, it's not, you want the drip campaigns in place. You want to be remarketing to these people, and be their go-to when they need somebody for insurance. So just working with these companies period would create brand awareness, and then internally you need to figure out how you're going to capture those customers. So at the end of the day, try to think outside the box and become unexpected, and become relevant, to your client base. So ultimately, at the end of the day, how do you make insurance not boring? Be unexpected, provide the story, or the connection, or make their lives easier. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, and also go to blue-phoenix.net/IMM. That's IMM for Insurance Marketing Masterclass. Look forward to seeing you there. Have a great day.